Hey guys, welcome inside the Guilty as Charged podcast. As always, I am your host. My name is Steven. Joining me today, Alex, as well as a special guest, Chargers receiver Jalen Guyton. Jalen, thanks for taking the time to join us today. How you doing?
Dang, I'm good. I'm good. Everything's been well. The week has been lovely.
That's good, man. That's good. Obviously we know you guys have moved on from the Broncos game. We won't, ask too much about that. We did want to get into a specific play, but you mentioned the week being lovely. What's kind of been the mindset for you guys as you prepare to head to Cincinnati this weekend?
Mm, just kind of get back on track. Head into this week. I think Coach Daly makes a great point every week, just about figuring out how we need to win the game, how it needs to be won this week. Going in there, you know, bringing the whole team with us, trying to figure out how the whole team is, just the whole plan of attack for how the whole team is going to take out the Bengals. You know.
Yeah, I did want to ask really quickly just about the Broncos game. I mean, you do have that really great conversion on 4th and 2 where it felt like Herbert was, dancing around forever. Then he finds you on that throw. What was kind of going through your mind on that play, using your athleticism to get over the line and get that first down conversion?
Yeah, it was kind of a crazy play because obviously I'm running like a shallow cross the field, and then Herbert rolls out to the other side of the field. So kind of you have that train of thought goes like, all right, well, like I hope he can make something happen because I feel like I'm out of the play. It's like he's not no quarterback is supposed to throw back across the field. So I was kind of
Right.
thinking, like, man, he's kind of basically just, man, good riddance. Like I hope that everything works out, and then I turn around, kind of to follow the play, and then the ball's coming at me, and everything just happened so fast. After that, I just grab it and go. I figured at least if I could get past the first down marker, it'd be all right. So as soon as I knew I passed the marker anyway, I just tucked the ball up and just tried to fall forward.
From a fan perspective, I've got to be honest. That was one of those like, no, 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 yes, 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 come
Yeah,
moments, right? Because
yeah,
like you said, you usually hear from quarterbacks like you never throw the ball across your body like that, but obviously it
definitely,
worked out for you guys.
definitely. It was definitely one of those like, oh man, like, oh shoot, here it comes. So.
That's good, man. Well, I want to talk to you about kind of your role on this team because, I mean, obviously, you're known as the speed threat, and last year that was, a lot of big time vertical catches. This year, you're doing a little bit more of the, you mentioned the shallow cross kind of role. How are you kind of evolving within this new offense this season under Joe Lombardi and the new staff?
Yeah, I just take it. I try to learn as much as possible. I think this new staff has a whole bunch. This is my third year in the league, and kind of really just my second, full season. So
Mhm.
still trying to learn, quite a bit. I think Coach Lombardi, obviously, his legacy in the league and his family's legacy in the league is tremendous. And then Coach Staley and everything that how he looks at the game and how he approaches it. Just everything. I think that this staff has brought a lot of just kind of like a different way of looking at it, a different understanding of ball. Everybody kind of understands the game differently, and this staff, definitely, like I said, has come in, and I feel like I've just had to learn more of the game, and just kind of like you said, figure out just different ways, how to implement myself instead of just one, running deep or just one role. It's kind of more like, okay, kind of like how I mentioned earlier, it's like more of a comprehensive, like we're a football team. Like
Mm.
Joey doesn't just rush; he kind of is in coverage now, and I don't just go deep. You know what I mean? I'm kind of in the blocking scheme now, so it's good. Like I said, I feel like it forces you as a football player in the system to just become more of a complete player.
Yeah, I wanted to ask sort of this is more of a team question talking about the offense. So, one thing that the Chargers kind of do lead the league in right now, unfortunately, is drops. That's been talked about a lot. There's 29 or 30 on the year at this point versus 21 last year. So, I wanted to get a wide receiver's opinion on is that sort of a team issue, an offensive execution issue? How do you think that, the Chargers and as a team can rectify that going forward?
Um, I mean, I don't know. Going forward, it's you just catch the ball. I don't know. It's interesting because you said you get a wide receiver's perspective, but I feel like it's just kind of really crude. It's like nobody's out there trying to drop the ball. You know what I mean?
Well,
So
yeah, of course.
going forward, I'm gonna go ahead and catch the rock. Stay on the jugs machine. I think the thing about catching is kind of fundamental. You know, it's like anybody can catch regardless of what it is of football. So comes down to focus. Like I said, just training it up. I think staying on the jugs machine, staying after practice and stuff, just working it. I mean, I don't think it's like I don't know. I know that a lot of receivers are just like, we're gonna catch the ball. It just is what it is. If you pass a lot, you might drop a lot. Stats are what they are. Somebody's got to have the most drops, so it is what it is. I think that, like I said, Mike Dub, Keenan Allen, and everybody knows that they come to work, what they're all about. It's just part of the job. You know what I mean? We're gonna get them going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, unfortunately, that's just kind of, as people become more data driven, that's one of the things that people harp on a lot. But you mentioned earlier your role in the blocking scheme, and I got to give you a shout out, man, because there was a specific play against the Steelers when you guys were running a counter play, if I'm not mistaken, and you kind of came, if you're watching the end zone angle, you come out of the play and you kind of railed on one of the safeties for the Pittsburgh Steelers and made the play. I think you're kind of improving as a blocker. Am I right in that, or is that something that you kind of, just kind of going with the motion with this year?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I would hope to be improving. You can't go in the motions of anything for too long in the NFL and just be, getting along. But yeah, I'd hope I was improving. Shoot, I'd be out there taking all them reps. You know what I mean? It was a good block though. It was a good fit up.
Yeah, in terms of the offense, we talked a little bit about the new Joe Lombardi offense. Is there, a role that you kind of prefer versus, obviously Stephen was talking last year, you were more the go ball guy versus this year you're doing a little bit of everything, especially, improving as an intermediate route runner. Is there sort of, a season that you prefer and a style of receiving that you prefer, or does it just have to be a mix of both?
No, not at all. I mean, if you're talking about just preference, just running around. I mean, at receiver, I feel like you just kind of. Let's see if I was to choose like a certain way to get the ball. I feel like I like the deep ball, jumping up and catching it, and like Mike Dub's kind of game. That's a lot of fun. Everybody like, like the first kind of backyard sport is like Moss or whatever, So
Yeah,
that's a really
Right.
fun game, spades and stuff. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think of like just different games that look fun to play. Debo Samuel's just catching and running with the ball. You know what I mean? That's a lot of fun. Cross the field, slants and stuff, shallow crosses like what I run, you know. But I don't know. I mean, honestly, and even in college, I was kind of more of a deep threat. I wasn't really just like a full fledged kind of like through and through receiver. So ever since I got to the league, everything that I've been doing, I think it's been a lot of fun just being able to different parts of the game, experience different parts of the game, run routes that you never ran before. And like you said, just developing the game totally. It feels good just as a player personally, just knowing like, I'm bringing my own game personally to where I want it to be or where I've always looked at other people and wanted it to be at. So
we'll see you in the backfield taking snaps like Debo Samuel does then? Is that what you're saying?
Cordell Patterson or something, you know what I mean? Field or wherever, man. Whatever the scheme says, you can catch 15 there.
I'd like
That's
to see more
awesome, man.
Jalen Guyton end arounds. It's always fun when that happens.
Oh yeah, you know what I mean. Let's go.
Well, I want to get your quick thoughts really here. I know you have a special teams meeting come up, but what are you guys seeing from the Bengals on film? What's kind of some of your thought process as a receiver room as you prepare for this Bengals defense?
Yeah. So I mean, their secondary is really crafty. I mean, the team as a whole is playing well. The whole NFL this year is playing.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of wide open. You know what I mean? It's like one week, a team will struggle a little bit, but I mean, the whole NFL, like I said, is playing really good ball. I think their defense is playing pretty good ball as well. I think that they're kind of got some momentum and stuff going from their season. So I mean, I think what's important and the kind of player I am, I know that if the Chargers come in, if Justin Herbert and Corey Linsley and Keenan Allen come in and we just all focus on playing our own best game and just executing our own game plan, I feel like nobody can really hold a stick to us. And I mean, that's really what I believe that in my heart of hearts. So, that's kind of how I go from 1 week to the next.
Love to hear that approach, Jay. And I know you got that special teams meeting, so we'll let you go. Can't thank you enough for your time today, and we wish you nothing but the best for the rest of the season, man.
Absolutely. Thank you, man.